It's 6:03 here, Wednesday, April the 16th. 45 degrees right now. It's going to be sunny and breezy today. Temperatures heading to the low 60s. And good morning, I'm John Doman.
I'm Michelle Basch. Our top local story we're following, as you heard from CBS, legal battles continue surrounding a man who had been living in Maryland and was mistakenly deported to El Salvador. WTOP's Luke Luker tells us a Maryland U.S. Senator is due in that Central American country today.
Senator Chris Van Hollen will meet with El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele, trying to secure the release of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. Van Hollen says it should be a priority of the federal government. He hopes to also visit and check on Abrego Garcia's well-being. Rena Gandhi is an attorney for Abrego Garcia, commenting on the trip after a hearing yesterday.
It's the government's responsibility, but it's a great thing for them to know so that they can take advantage of that.
Meanwhile, a federal judge says she's ordering sworn testimony by Trump officials to determine if they complied with her orders to facilitate his return, saying they clearly defied a Supreme Court order. In a filing, attorneys with the administration say the government is prepared to facilitate his return. They added his protection from being deported, though, would be removed. He could ultimately be deported again. Luke Luger, WTOP News.
Ahead of the latest court hearing for Abrego Garcia, his wife begged the Trump administration to bring him home. More now from WTOP's Scott Gelman.
Kilmar needs to come home, and it's time we see how exact this will be fulfilled.
Here in Greenbelt, Jennifer Vasquez-Sura is asking the Trump administration to make that happen.
This administration has already taken so much from my children, from Kilmar's mother, brother, sisters, and me.
She spoke before a federal judge asked the government for sworn testimony so she can see whether they followed her order to facilitate Kilmar Abrego Garcia's return to the U.S. But the government has argued they don't have the authority to do that.
And I stand before you filled with spirit that refuses to bring down. I will not stop fighting until I see my husband alive.
She says he was supposed to be here leading Easter prayers.
Kilmar, if you can hear me, stay strong. God hasn't forgotten about you.
In Prince George's County, Scott Gelman, WTOP News.
Meanwhile, the White House is speaking out after an undocumented migrant was charged in connection with the death of his brother. Back in August, 32-year-old Guatemalan citizen Rene Pop-Chub was charged with second-degree murder in connection with the death of 45-year-old Cristanos Pop-Chub. Prosecutors say Cristanos died during an argument at a home near Central Avenue in the Walker Mill area. Last week, the County Department of Corrections released the suspect ahead of a scheduled court date today. The White House says he was released back onto the streets despite an ICE immigration detainer request, a result of the county's sanctuary policies. Now we're learning he was taken into ICE custody in Hyattsville last Friday. Officials say he has crossed the U.S. border illegally 3 times since 2013.
When teachers and students return to class after spring break in Fairfax County, some will see a difference as a new pilot program hopes to prevent guns and other weapons from entering public school campuses. This story from WTOP's Dan Ronan.
Randomly selected Fairfax County high schools will have what's called open gate weapons detectors installed. These devices are already in use at numerous locations in the area. They're designed to be faster, more selective than traditional metal detectors. In a video prepared by the school district, Superintendent Michelle Reed explained why they're needed.
Students, one of the things that in some ways is heartbreaking is you're this first generation of students that have always had lockdown drills throughout your school career.
The open gate system is designed to detect handguns, long guns, and knives. Students will remove their laptops, give them to a staff member. Should an alarm sound, they'll undergo a secondary screening. The district is not disclosing which schools are having the devices installed. Dan Ronan, WTOP News.